Okay, we're good. We're so good. We're ready for this new video that was unplanned, but we still love to do what we do. Anyway, hey, it's Christina. Welcome back. So, as you saw by the title of today's video, I'm doing a book talk, not a book talk. I'm doing a book tag video slash kind of mid-year wrap up, even though I'm not really doing a wrap up, but I feel like I haven't done a book tag since I started this channel, so I thought it would be the great opportunity to do it now. So, without further ado, let's get started. We have a list of questions that I have on my computer over yonder that you guys cannot see. We're gonna be answering those questions, and you guys kind of get to know me better throughout this video. And yeah, I'm really excited to film this. I have also my Diet Coke in hand. Hopefully this noise, I don't know how if the mic is going to pick up that noise. Change of scenery. I don't know what I want to do, but I didn't want to film in my room, and the AC is in the living room. That's probably why I wanted to film in here, but that's besides the point. Let's get into the video, shall we? We shall. So the first question is 5 books that define my book taste. That was pretty hard. I did complete this list. That was pretty hard to choose because I feel like there's books that I could choose from my past and books that I could choose from like 2 days ago. I did choose 5 in the end, and the first one, I feel like everybody's gonna like roll their eyes when I say this because I feel like I mention it in every video, and that is Normal People by Sally Rooney. Then we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. After that, we have Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, and then we have Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I feel like all these books I talk about pretty often, maybe not as much for Girl on the Train, but I feel like I talk about these a whole lot, so I'm not going to elaborate too much on them, but they're some of my favorite books. All these are 5 stars on my Goodreads, on my life, on my everything. So these are definitely 5 books that would... Oh, and I missed one. I don't know why I missed one. I was gonna say Funny Story by Emily Henry. Okay, well, also Funny Story by Emily Henry. Yeah, all these are 5-star reads everywhere I go, so I would definitely recommend them. I'm not gonna go into much why I love them. I just do. I feel like sometimes 5 stars are especially the 5-star feeling kind of thing. As I said, I was thinking about a lot of books that I could have put on that 5-book list, but thankfully the next question is books you were obsessed with during different eras of your life. I didn't necessarily follow this prompt. I just put books that got me into reading. Like when I first started reading, I feel like I'm not very different from when I started reading, but I feel like my taste has definitely changed, and I thought it'd be funny to compare it because I feel like one of these series I could reread now and absolutely love. But the other one of the other books, I have 3, I feel like I would reread and be like, oh, ow. The first one is this Kawaii Sister series. That's the one I said I feel like I would still enjoy 10 out of 10 up to this day, as well as Beach Read by Emily Henry. These 2 were some of my first reads. I remember purchasing Beach Read and being so excited. But the one series I feel like definitely is an era for me is the Paper Princess series, because again, like I said, like my reading comprehension has evolved. Not much, but it has evolved. So I feel like it would be a series that I wouldn't hate, but I feel like I would know that I'm like, okay, this is not my style anymore. The next question, we move on to favorite genres. I feel like this is an obvious one, but again, if you're new to my channel, you might not know this. So I love romance. I feel like this is a given. I mostly read romance. If you catch me reading anything other than these genres, but especially romance, please call the police or the ambulance or both. Who knows? Might not even be me. We have romance, we have mystery slash thrillers. I really either like YA mystery in the way that like either they try to solve the murder themselves, or they get recruited for the FBI and try to do resolve something they're not supposed to be doing, or like more on the thriller side, more like a psychological thriller, especially on the line of like Girl on the Train. I feel like that was especially like that did it. That I feel like that Girl on the Train is a perfect example of psychological thrillers that I like. And then we have fantasy. I really like fantasy, but I do have a select few favorite reads because I don't really do fantasy in the way that I mean this in the way that like I feel like my brain when I read for fun, and if I have to think a lot, it's hard. It doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it, but like people, they always come up with these theories about books and stuff and about characters. And I'm just here for the vibes because everybody's like, I just saw that coming. I wasn't thinking. I was just reading. So I feel like fantasy is for my thinker girlies. I'm not a thinker girly, but I do love fantasy, especially when I do understand it. And then something I'm getting more into is general fiction, and I don't think I would have considered this a year ago, but I do think I'm getting more into it now, especially realizing that Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of those kind of authors. She's very general fiction, and I feel like if I did pick up something that was so also considered general fiction, I feel like Ellen Hildebrand or whatever her name is, I would also enjoy it. So I think general fiction is making it into my top list. But yeah, and also, I mean, I guess it would be considered historical fiction, but I'm reading The Women with my mom, and definitely very different for me. So yeah, but that's historical, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, the next question is favorite authors. And we are going to go in the same line as the first question. If you know me, prepare to roll your eyes. And if you don't, you're probably very surprised about these answers. But we have, in first place, we have Emily Henry, then we have Carly Fortune, then we have Leigh Bardugo, and lastly, we have Holly Jackson. Two of these are romance authors. If you don't know them, it's Emily Henry and Carly Fortune. Leigh Bardugo is a fantasy / dark academia writer, and our girl Holly Jackson is a YA mystery. Then the next question is my favorite kinds of reading. And instead of just giving you one solid answer, I rank them. So first of all, we have my Kindle. I love my Kindle. I take it everywhere, literally everywhere. I've taken it to the bar. So I love my Kindle. Then we have physical reads. I love holding a book every once in a while. And then we have audiobooks. Listen, I don't hate audiobooks at all. I like audiobooks more when I'm like immersive reading. I'm either reading on my physical or Kindle, and I have the audiobook in. I don't go out of my way to listen to audiobooks unless I'm trying to do something, but even then I don't really like to listen to them because I can't pay my full attention to them, if that makes sense. Whoever does listen to audiobooks like that, props to you. I'm very jealous because I could get a lot of things done if I did. Question number 6 is favorite book characters. This was also very hard, and not because I have a lot of favorites, mostly because I have bad memory and I don't remember anybody at all. But I was able to scratch my brain and then remember I do have favorite characters. We have two from the same universe, which is Shannon Lynch and Gerard Gipsy from Boys of Tommen. I feel like Shannon, I would want to like protect her from everything. I feel like I'm with everybody else in this, like especially Johnny would want to protect her from all that is evil. And I really like her, and I loved her progress from going to so quiet and shy and like reserved and like terrified to actually speaking her mind and doing whatever she wants to do. So I really admire for that. And then we also have Gipsy. I know I'm gonna be torn in half when I read his book, but I laugh so hard when he's in the chapter. He is my favorite. He's my favorite out of all the boys. Love you, Johnny. I love you in a different way, Johnny, but Gipsy has my heart. He really does have my heart. And then we have two very different characters. We have Connell Waldron from Normal People. I picked Connell because I see myself in Connell in a lot of ways. I understand him. I don't understand what he did to Marianne while they were in school, but I do understand my boy. I get where he's coming from. I get it. And lastly, for the characters, we have Carrie Soto. She's the baddest bitch of them all. And I love her, and she reminds me of the song The Man by Taylor Swift. And I think that says enough about this book, this character. Then we have my favorite series. This one I struggled with, so I just went with the Calloway Sisters series. I can think of a few more, like Shadow and Bone trilogy, or there's a few series that are not finished. That's why I haven't added it there. Either I haven't finished them or the author's not done with them, so that's why there's only one, but I do want to include the Shadow and Bone trilogy as well as the Calloway Sisters series. Like I said, I struggled with answering the last question, but this next one was pretty easy. Is series I'm excited to finish, and I'm really excited to finish Boys of Tommen, taking my time with it because reading Binding 13 and Keeping 13 back to back was concerning. My mental health was a little, but loving it so far. Love everybody in that series. Well, almost everybody in that series. And next we have Magnolia Parks. I have the last book that's out left to read, but I know that there is still 2 more Daisy books, if I'm not mistaken. And then we also have Rebel Blue Rand series I want to finish. Of course, there's so many other books I want to finish, so many other series. I have literally a series on YouTube for it, but these are the ones I'm most excited about. Then, a little contrary to that, we have a series I'm excited to start. We only have 2, even though there's a lot more that I'm probably excited to start. I just couldn't really think of any more, and that is Akatar. I'm excited, but I'm also terrified. Let's get that out of the way. And Beartown. Also terrified to start that one. I just feel like a lot of people like them, and I should not be scared of them and start them eventually. I do want to finish a lot more series before I start new ones, though. We all know that. We all know that. Then we move on to more like standalones. So a book I predict that will be my favorite, and we have two, which one of them I'll be reading soon. It's One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, and then we have a release that's been released. It is A Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. So both authors I said that are one of my favorites. So really, really excited for these. Yeah, I'm really excited. I do think at least One Golden Summer is gonna be 5 stars. I feel it in my bones. You know what I mean? Then the next question was I had to do some research because I don't have the memory of a dolphin, but its favorite most pretty special edition slash pretty books. And I really couldn't think of any. I have to say, I couldn't think of any because I feel like I forget because I don't own any. But then I realized the new Hunger Games special editions, those are so beautiful. I actually really, really like those. And I like the Icebreaker series, those special editions, the ones with the houses. I'll put a picture of both of those here, but I really like both of those. Then we are down to our last two questions. We have, if I could go buy a book right now just for fun, what would it be? And that would be Conditions of Will, because first of all, like I said, I have to finish the Magnolia Park series, and I'm not letting myself buy that book before I finish that series, or what is left of it anyway, of course. But that would be a book I'd be like, okay, whatever, I'm picking it up because I want to. And then our last question, it's my favorite one. It's my favorite book creators. I feel like I've talked about this before, but obviously we have Destiny Sidwell, and then we have Sarah Crowley, our other queen, and their podcast is also one of my favorites. And then for my third option, I want to do three. For my third option, it was hard. I had a really hard time picking a third one because I have so many. But recently, I've been really enjoying Heather McLary's videos. They just feel so like I love them. I love her videos. Some honorable mentions are Rachel Catherine, Madison Kate. I have many honorable mentions, but that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys got to know me more ish. Maybe. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye!